What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and this one I want to talk about what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down what's going on with the news affecting the markets, what's happening with our economic calendar, and some very important technicals on the markets as we're starting to see some bulls taking over. But before I break into all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. Firstly, I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks, and this offer ends very soon. So check it out before they run out. Anyways, now let's break down what's going on with the market. So SPY is currently testing 472 as resistance. Got a very, very bullish breakout. We were expecting this thing to pump as time went on, but I wasn't sure if it would actually break the resistance levels we had marked because of what happened on Thursday and Friday, because of lots of manipulation. But because we managed to break them, this thing has a lot of potential to push even more. So we broke the 30 minutes 200 EMA. We're above the daily 20 EMA. And then on the 4-hour time frame, we're also doing quite well, testing resistance. So far, the bulls are taking over, and they have a very, very big edge right here. This is important to note because SPY is now testing this 472 resistance, and we have a bullish crossover on the PPO that's gaining some volume. So not bad whatsoever from SPY. As a reminder, there's not much data coming out for the next couple of days, but on Thursday we have CPI coming out. If we get a decent close today, which I think we most likely will, there's a good chance we might see the market hold up approaching CPI, maybe even pump approaching it, and this could lead to even more volatility. And then as a result, we'll be watching to see what CPI causes. But we could get a pump approaching it. This pump may last a couple of days as things are going very, very well. Now, one of the reasons why the market's pumping is because we're starting to see lots of these big tech stocks, these AI chip stocks, starting to recover a bit. Nvda announced some very bullish news. They have a new chip coming out. This is a new AI chip coming out for either Q2 of 2024 or even during the second half of 2024. Different sources basically said different things. So this is absolutely fantastic news, a new AI chip. This is going to be big as they begin mass production. And that's part of why NVIDIA started to run very hard. We also got some good ratings from it. So with NVIDIA breaking out, it's breaking new all-time highs, being even harder than expected as a result of that. And not to mention Aapl, right? This is helping the market pump very nicely. And this might not be done. The market could just keep going. So on SPY, what are we basically watching for? We got a nice breakout. We broke this resistance right here. And now we're testing 472. If we break this, I'm going to be looking for a push to 472.94 around that area. If we break that, we could get very close to 474, basically 473.8 to 474. If we break that, we could be pushing for 475 flat. That's where we have this imbalance over here. This can be one magnet and then 476 as resistance. Those are some resistance levels worth noting. For support, watch 471.6. Well, there's 472 since we're technically above that, and then 471.6. Below that, we have this 470 area, followed by 468. In my opinion, SPY is looking pretty decent. It's holding up. When this thing started dipping today, we saw the algorithms take over. They started buying it up like crazy. So the buyers came back. They're starting to push it back upwards. And I think there's a very good chance of this thing holding up and pushing even higher. I believe it's going to push higher. I think we could get very close to 475 by Wednesday. But just to be safe, make sure you watch these watch these levels very carefully. SPY looks bullish overall. As far as Tesla goes, okay, Tesla is also looking pretty decent. Not as strong as other stocks out there, but it's still showing some life. So Tesla basically had this blue resistance. We broke out of this, right? And then we were stuck treating this as support and resistance as well. And then upon that break, we basically saw this thing testing the yellow trend line I had drawn out right here. I told you to watch to see if this could break this. I told you to watch to see if we kind of like see some sideways price action. We pumped and dumped and traded sideways for a couple of hours. And finally, Tesla's showing some life thanks to the market, and we're testing 240. So this is not a typical day for Tesla. Normally, Tesla could be pumping quite a bit more than the market. It has a very strong beta. But the problem is, with all the negative news coming out and other things like that, Tesla's not extremely strong. So yes, we're at 240. Yes, that's awesome. I would have loved to see Tesla go up to 245 plus, but it's okay. We're at 240 right now. Watch that as resistance. If we break this, our next level is 242. For support, if we get a rejection, we have critical support at 238 flat, followed by where this yellow trend line happens to be at 236.5. We're very close to that area. Overall, Tesla's trying to push, is fighting this 240 area. Let's see where this thing ends up closing. So far, so good for it. And I just want to note one more thing about SPY. I forgot to mention this. The close is going to be extremely important. Let's see if we get a good close above 472 or even 470. As long as we close above 470, we're going to be good. If we close above 472, we're even better, and this thing is going to be pumping even more. Just wanted to call that out. Going back, whoops, sorry guys, for the QQQ. QQQ is looking strong thanks to Nvda and Aapl especially. We had this green trend line acting as resistance. I told you to watch this if we break this or not. If we broke this, our target was 400. We actually soared above that because Nvidia is breaking all-time highs again, thanks to the bullish news that came out. And as a result, QQQ is pushing, getting very close to 404 all over again. If we break 404, we have 405.7 coming next, and above that, we have 408. For support, watch 402, and then this 400 area. As of right now, we look bullish. We're holding it very, very nicely. 404 is going to be our target. We're looking pretty good on the QQQ. Overall, it's looking bullish. So this looks like it could hold up very nicely, just like SPY, as the buyers are stepping back for the QQQ, for this temporary relief rally that's basically coming. Bullish looking technicals as well. And now for the main star of the day, we have Nvidia stock. Now what's interesting about Nvidia, guys, is I'm sure you guys remember when I called out the inverse head and shoulders on Nvidia a couple of days ago. It was off this inverse head and shoulders that we got this big pump, basically. I also told you guys that this resembles a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. I was expecting Nvidia to pump to 498 to 500. I said that yesterday as well. Instead, we actually went even higher and we're approaching 520, which is insane. Why is this happening? Like I said before, a new piece of news came out, and I'm not really a fortune teller. I can't really predict every piece of news. I can predict it if there's going to be something bad that happens to Tesla out of nowhere to cause it to drop. I can't predict everything, but this time around, it ended up breaking the resistance, pushed even higher than expected. We were expecting it to pump anyways, but it went even higher thanks to some very strong news, new AI chip developments in China. Very, very awesome stuff for them for mass production. With that being said, we're approaching this 520 area, looking very, very strong. No sign of slowing down yet for Nvidia. You're going to be watching to see if this continues. If it keeps pushing, right, this is going to help Nvidia a lot more. It's not Nvidia, the QQQ a lot more. It's also going to help the market. So it's building lots of good momentum, looking very strong. I think we also have resistance now that's forming just based off the price action at 517.5 and also 520 above that. Overall, not bad whatsoever. If it breaks down below that, we have this like shop zone on this 514 zone. So I'm going to be watching this area right here as an area of interest. 514 is support, followed by 512. We also have 508 below that. But these are some levels to watch for us, trying to break above 517.6. Still pushing very nicely. Could get very close to 520 plus. Then we have basically, I'm just going to draw out more levels just so you can remember. Psychologically, you would have 522.5 because NVIDIA likes to move in increments of like 2.5s. That's going to be one level that's worth noting. And then we also have 525 up here. That's going to be another psychological target if it does end up breaking that. So make sure you watch these levels just to be safe. NVIDIA is a monster. This thing could run like crazy. If we get more bullish news tomorrow, it's going to keep going. So overall, NVIDIA is leading the market up. What else is helping SPY and the QQQ is Apple stock. So on Apple, I told you that we had this range. I was thinking it would stay in this range for now, but because we broke out of this, I told you if we break 183.5, I actually said this, we're going to be bullish. This thing is going to be breaking out very hard. What happened? We broke 183.5, so the bullish case did end up playing out, and we're now not just filling this gap, but we're going for 185. Apple looks pretty strong. It might just hit 185 very soon. If it breaks that, 186.5 is our next target, followed by 188, 189.5-ish, and then 190 after that. So not bad whatsoever. Let's see if we could get above 185. Regardless of where we go, as long as we close above 184, we're going to be bullish. Apple's looking pretty darn good in my honest opinion. All right, guys, that's it for the intraday update. I wanted to make this one kind of quick. I went over Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ just to be safe. We're looking good in the markets. Buyers are stepping in. This does not mean I'm a bull for the next 2-3 weeks, guys. It does not mean that. Do not use this video against me in like 3 weeks if things change. My point is, right now, January 8th, intraday, the market is pumping. We're likely going to continue to pump going into tomorrow and beyond, approaching CPI. approaching CPI on Thursday, and CPI is going to cause a much bigger move. So wait for that to come out, guys. We'll see how this goes. Things are looking pretty good. Market to the moon as the long term is very bright. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you and peace out.